Hey everyone, and welcome back to Get to Know a Better Business. I'm your host, Olivia Mancino. Today we're talking to our accredited business, Devon Bank, about a topic that is very near and dear to my heart, and that's diversity and inclusion in the workplace. Tom, thank you so much for joining us. We're so happy to have you.
Thank you. Glad to be asked to join. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. So first of all, let's talk about Devon Bank. Who are you guys? What's your mission?
We have been around since the bank was formed in 1945. So this is our 75th anniversary. And we are a small community bank that serves largely underserved markets.
Awesome. So let's talk about your staff, because when I met you a couple of months ago and you gave me a hint at how diverse your staff was, I was blown away. So I know that it's mostly comprised of women, but there's some other really cool nuggets and stats in there. Talk to me about them.
Sure. So we have around 100 employees in the company, and among 100 people, we speak roughly 30 different languages. It's a very diverse group. About 40% of our employees are not just the children of immigrants. 40% of our employees themselves are immigrants, and about just under 60% of our people are female. So we have a great diversity, and really that has allowed us to recognize the needs of our community, because our people know what our customers want and need, simply because our people share the knowledge, experience, and culture of our customers.
So did this happen naturally? Do you guys have diverse recruiting practices, or did people just gravitate because you guys are so awesome?
This neighborhood for the better part of the last 100 years has been incredibly diverse. And the only thing that's changed in 100 years is the segments that make up the population, but it remains very diverse. And how it started that way is well beyond my understanding, well beyond my time frame. We've been based here in Rogers Park for 75 years. And so we've been a reflection of the community around us. I like to say that we're a community bank with our roots where other people have their branches. And as a result of that, we really can reflect the community that we serve.
One of the BBB pillars is trust. And when you're telling me this, all I can think about is how having such a diverse staff to reflect that area can really build trust between the communities you serve and the bank. Is that true?
Yes, very much so. The bank is the guardian of the public trust. And so I've always kind of used that as my rallying cry for what we do. We have to serve with integrity. We have to serve with respect and with understanding. And ours is a difficult business at times. At its best, we're helping people achieve their dreams, whether they're business dreams, business goals, or personal dreams and personal goals. At its worst, we're casting a decision that their dream isn't going to work because it won't make enough money for them, and just the numbers don't support it, et cetera. On both ends of the scale there, the level of trust that you can have with your client base and with your prospects and with your neighborhood really serves you well. So as an example, I've had situations where we've turned someone down for a loan, and we've explained to them it's not because we don't believe in them or we don't trust them, but their business model needs to be adjusted. Their business model is not going to work for what they're trying to do, and we just don't see that the business is going to take off. And some don't like that, of course, and move on. But often you get a call back from someone sometime later that says, you guys were right, and I listened to what you had to say, and so I've made some changes. And often we can try to rework something once they've tweaked their model a little bit, decided to make some changes in the business. You can't get there if all you do is a rudimentary analysis and a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It's got to be somewhat consultative. And in order for that to work, it also obviously has to be based on a relationship with your community, so that people know that if you come to Devon Bank, they're going to try to help you, and they're going to give you some, tough love in a way. But I think that's been very effective.
Why is that so important, especially now? And I guess in talking about like the coronavirus pandemic too, how have you guys been able to approach this, what's happening differently than say other big banks?
Sure. Really, leading with our hearts and listening, working with our employees, one of the first things we did, knowing that we were going in mid to late March, we were going into a situation that was beginning. None of us knew where it was going to go, how deep it was going to go, or of course, when it was going to end. One of the first things we did was, for safety reasons, health and safety reasons, we decided to restrict hours, as many banks did, and most banks did. Mm-hmm. Closed our lobbies, did mainly appointment only, switched to Zoom for a lot of things. Mm-hmm. And we restricted our teller business and our retail banking business to the drive-through and the walk-up for a portion of the day from 10 until 2 for the better part of about 2 months. I think it's moving more towards electronic products and services. I think it's towards doing things like teleconferences for interfacing. We found that in some ways that makes us more productive. There's certainly an awful lot that's lacking when you are only seeing each other on a screen as opposed to in person. And you're starting to see that there are some people that are really adept at bringing comfort and humanity to even that somewhat distant setting. And then there are some people that will be struggling with that. And there will be some companies that really get that right and some companies that have more of a challenge with that. We are determined to get that right so that as we move forward, we can turn what has been an unexpected and surprising, surreal situation into a positive for us.
That's great. Is there anything else that you want to mention before we wrap up?
I think the biggest thing is we're managing through some challenging times right now. At the same time, there is opportunity and change. And none of us asked for this change. None of us would have wanted it to happen, but it's here. And it's what we do with it going forward that will define us. So I find it a challenge that's kind of inspiring to rise to. And there's all, with the pandemic, there's all the health and safety concerns that we still have to watch for and that we're all very cognizant of. The phrase I heard a while back that I've really adopted is the next normal instead of the new normal, right? Because it kind of keeps you in the mindset that there will be another normal after that. And I think that's the right way to look at it, to build a company of a team of people who are change ready and somewhat flexible. Our customers are incredibly flexible, and I've shared with the employees over and over again over the last couple months that as much as we're concerned about the impact on our banking business and the impact on asset quality and things like that, remember a lot of our customers are out there right now fighting for their financial lives with a lot of uncertainty, with businesses that are closed. We all work in an essential business, as it's been termed. So we have some safety and some security, but it's a very, very difficult time in a lot of ways. So we just ask people to channel their humanity, remember your humanity, and that'll get you through most of what we're facing.
That's amazing. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today, and we're really excited to get your messaging out to the world and show people that banks are not a monolith. There are really cool banks out there like Devon Bank.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
If you own a business that is not accredited but you want to learn more about all the awesome things we can do for you, visit gettoknowthebbb.org to learn more. See you next time.